Hey everyone, it's Raheel. It's our final Food Tuesday of AAPI month, so I wanted to highlight a culinary destination just outside of Houston, Katy Asian Town. There's so much to choose from, and it can be a bit overwhelming. That's why I'm bringing in James Beard's semifinalist, Chef Au-Yeung from Phat Eatery, for his recommendations and what you need to try at his restaurant. And just a heads up, Chef did the interview from his restaurant, so you'll probably hear some restaurant background noise. It's Tuesday, May 30th. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. Chef Alex, what a treat. Welcome to CityCast Houston. How are you?
Doing well. My pleasure to be here.
All right, before we get started about the food and Phat Eatery, I got to ask you, when you moved to Houston, right, you were 17 years old.
Yes.
What was your first memory of the city of Houston that you remember?
It had a very, very small Chinatown. I mean, I moved from Hong Kong. I mean, when I came here, half of them was like Vietnamese, some Cantonese, but not a whole lot at all. It was pretty much like 1/10 of what we have right now, maybe even less.
Yeah, off of Beltway 8, right? Like there used to be an old Au-Yeung over there. Do you remember that?
Au-Yeung, yes. That means I'm old enough, yeah.
Yeah, same here. That was my family immigrated here in the 90s as well. And we used to live, 5 minutes from Au-Yeung and Beltway 8 Chinatown. And like those are some of my memories too, like going there, school shopping, seeing the live seafood in Au-Yeung as well. Like those are the early memories.
Yes, those are. I still have not seen any supermarket can beat that yet.
Yep.
The size and the variety and everything I have not seen one yet.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Phat Eatery. Why did you decide to open it in Katy Asian Town?
I have been doing a lot of restaurants and business in Chinatown, Houston, like by Bel Air and Beltway 8, for like a good 15, 20 years. But then I saw the development of the Katy Asian Town. I said, okay, it might be a chance to do something new in a newly developed area. What I saw was a lot of families start moving to Katy because one of the main reason is because of the school districts. There's an excellent school districts here. So I saw, okay, it's a big development. And when we signed Phat Eatery, the location of Phat Eatery, it was like just land. We did not see anything. It was just land. The building was not even here yet. But I believe that we should do a move, and I think it's one of the best choices I've ever made in my life.
That's really good. And it really is like it was the perfect timing, right? In terms of there's nothing like that in Katy, especially I've been out in the Richmond area for, almost 10 years now. So we visit Katy a lot, and it's usually a lot of chain restaurants. To get something like Phat Eatery or any kind of Malaysian food, you had to go into town. You had to go to Beltway 8 area. So to have that, like the timing was just absolutely perfect.
Yes, and this area, this Katy Grand Circle is blowing up. I mean, big time.
Mm-hmm. You've had a lot of success on the Houston restaurant scene. What's it been like developing Phat Eatery with a new development, though? Because now you are one of the anchors in addition to H Mart. A lot of people come just for you. What's that been like?
It's been tough at the beginning because a lot of people are not familiar with this Malaysian cuisine. So we guys decided to okay, we're not going to, unlike most Asian restaurants, we decided we're not going to put any pictures in the menu. We let our staff do the work and explain to the customers that what it is, what they are, because a lot of people think Malaysian, what is Malaysian? Or they think it's curry. Do you have red curry, green curry, yellow curry, like Thai? No, we have only one curry. At the beginning it was challenging, but then luckily we found out that a lot of folks from the energy corridor, they because of the oil and gas industry, they lived in Malaysia or Singapore before, many of them for like 5, 8, 10, 15 years. So they're familiar with cuisine and they appreciate the cuisine. This is one thing that we did not know at the beginning of Phat Eatery.
So if you had to describe Phat Eatery to our listeners who've never been and they haven't lived in Malaysia or they don't know about that food, how would you describe it to them?
It's a big melting pot. It's Indian, Chinese, Thai, Vietnamese, and then Malaysia was a colony of the Portugal and British also. So it's really a big melting pot. It's not that spicy, so a lot of people think, oh, it's very spicy. No, it's not that spicy.
What would you recommend they order?
First thing we always recommend is a roti canai. It's an Indian flatbread.
Yes.
With a very light curry dipping sauce. And one of other dishes that we have, the house-made sizzling tofu is egg tofu that we make in-house. And also beef rendang, which is a curry beef. That has been like one of the best crowd favorite since day one.
Hey, CityCast Houston, it's Michael Ziviak. While CityCast Houston works hard every day to connect you with the stories that matter most, I'm working in the background making sure that our listeners are connecting with the best that Houston has to offer. So what does that look like? It means meeting with the people who make Houston what it is. The business owners, the stakeholders, the decision makers, the Houstonians who put together those food festivals you enjoy, the concerts you attend, the exhibits you can't miss, and who make those candles your mom can't stop talking about. If this sounds like you, let me help you get your message out to the city's best audience with an ad right here on the CityCast Houston podcast and on our sister daily newsletter, Hey Houston. Shoot me an email at ads@citycast.fm and let's connect.
Being a James Beard semifinalist, the accolades come and people come to visit the restaurant, but it still doesn't guarantee that they support it, right? Have you been surprised by the support that the community has given you?
Yes, definitely. We are humble and grateful, not just in the Katy community, but overall from people from Houston, from North Side, South Side. They all come all the way to Phat. And there's a reason why we're opening another location in the Woodlands. There are even more oil and gas over there.
Yeah. How much did life change after the James Beard announcement?
A lot. It was a big surprise. I got a phone call and then I closed the door and I was crying. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's such a beautiful moment.
Oh, yes.
So you've been part of Katy Asian Town, as we've talked about, since the beginning. You were there when it was just land.
We were the third.
So you've been there from the beginning.
Yes, we opened even before H-Mart.
Oh, wow. But I didn't know that, before H-Mart. So you've seen all the new businesses, the restaurants, dessert shops as well. You are the perfect guide, okay, to tell us what to try at Katy Asian Town. So let's just open up the floor. Give us some recommendations of places that our listeners need to try in addition to Phat Eatery.
My favorite is number one, Soju 101. It's a bar, restaurant. They open until 2. It's a Korean bar, karaoke. There are private room in there. A lot of food. The menu is huge. That you can like have fun singing, drinking, and eating, and it's a fun place.
Nice. What else?
Chongwang, our next door neighbor, they do a Chinese barbecue. I eat there a lot, like at least like three times a week, maybe sometimes more.
Really? What do you recommend we order?
On the weekend they have the roast pig, the whole pig. I love that.
Wow.
I love that. And a lot of time congee, porridge, and barbecue pork. I eat pretty much everything from there.
Nice. One of my favorites is Bingsu for their mochi donuts. So good, so perfectly balanced.
Oh, mochi donut. Then you go further down, you have Bingsu. Bingsu was like one of the first that do mochi donut. As we bought a lot too.
And what about your favorite drink? Is there anything that stands out?
Drink, there are so many boba tea places in Katy Asian Town. It's not even funny. Last time I counted was like 12 of them that sell boba drink. Because some of them might not call a boba tea place, but they still sell boba drink. Maybe like 12. I mean, you can have diabetes in one day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best part is walking around. Whenever we go, we'll pick our main restaurant, right? And we'll go, okay, we're going to eat here. And then for dessert, you literally just walk up and down in the H Mart location, right? The main location.
Yeah.
And you just try to figure out like, where are we going to go today? Because you're right. There's so many of the same stores, but it's so much fun to try new ones.
Yes, and beer papa. Always we have customers ask us, what's good for dessert? There's so many here. Beer papa is definitely one of our favorite. And always
that's a really
tell
good
the guests that, okay, if you're full, it's okay. Buy it, put it in the fridge. It's still good the next day.
Yes, that's a good recommendation right there. All right, what's coming up next for Phat Eatery? Any new items? Anything big coming up for you guys?
The biggest thing is the Woodlands location. It just started construction a couple of weeks ago, and we're expecting to open in the fourth quarter of this year.
Wow, congratulations. That is awesome to see all the success.
Yeah, there'll be a much bigger space. It's like about 8,000 square feet. It's a standalone building on 1.8 acre land. So there shouldn't be any parking problem or anything.
That's awesome. Congratulations on all the success. Thank you so much for giving us some awesome recommendations for Katy Asian Town. And again, if you haven't been to Phat Eatery, make the drive. If you are not in Katy, trust me, it's worth it. I love eating there. Thank you so much, Chef Alex. That was Chef Alex Au-Yeung. You can learn more about his recommendations in our show notes. Before we go, get ready to enjoy brekkie, because Citizen, which is an Australian cafe, is opening up in Montrose this summer. The all-day breakfast cafe is highlighted by a self-serve beer and coffee area, plus it'll feature American breakfast items with an Aussie twist, like banana bread French toast, avocado toast, and so much more. I can't wait to take a trip down under without leaving H-Town. That will do it for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new. By requiring